some more questions from the miscellaneous exercise based on applications. This is 15th one. You can see some of the details I have already written. I'll quickly explain it to you. It is given total number of people who were surveyed is 60. Okay, and the people were surveyed on the basis of the type of newspaper or certain newspaper they were reading. So the newspapers were labeled T, H and I. So I have taken capital H to be the set of people who were reading newspaper H, T as the set of people reading newspaper T, and I as the set of people reading newspaper I. Because we have the information related to the people reading two papers also and people reading all the three as well. So in the Venn diagram, when I have taken these three sets, we have kept the scope for a part which reflects their intersection. So this is H, T and I. You can see each region is being labeled by a letter. So small e is denoting the number of people here, small b denoting number of people here, small e denoting number of people here, and so on. Now as per the details given to us, it said there are three people who read all the three newspapers. So you can see small e is denoting the region where which is reflecting the number of people reading all the three newspapers. So E comes out to be 3. Now the total number of people reading both newspaper T and newspaper I was 8. So this is what is denoting intersection of T and I. So this is denoting the region which talks about the people reading both the newspapers T and I. So E plus F is equal to 8. That means F will be how much? 8 minus 3, which is 5. In the same way, the number of people reading both the newspapers H and T, that is 11. So B plus E is 11. That means B comes out to be 11 minus 3, which is 8. Then we were given the number of people reading both the newspapers H and I. So that means intersection of H and I. That is denoted by D plus E. So this implies D is equal to 9 minus 3, which comes out to be 6. Then the total number of people reading newspaper H. So the entire set H was having 25 people. And if we look at the labeling here, that 25 comes by adding A, B, E and D. So all sum of these is 25. Let us see what all can be calculated from here. B is done. It is 8. Then D is 6 and E is 3. So this is equal to 25. That means A comes out to be 25 minus 8 plus 6 is 14. And 14 plus 3 comes out to be 17. So 25 minus 17, which will be 8. Then, so the value of A is obtained. Next was total number of people reading newspaper T. So B plus C plus E plus F is 26. Again, substituting the known values, B is 8, C we have to find, E is 3 and F was 5. So this is 26. This means C is equal to 26 minus 8 and 5 plus 3 is also 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. So C is 26 minus 16. This means C is 10. Okay, then comes the last condition which says the total number of people reading newspaper I was 26. So from here we can know what the value of G is. D is 6, E is 3, F is 5 plus G is equal to 26. Which means G is 26 minus 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 6, 14. So 26 minus 14. That means G comes out to be 12. So you can see all the numbers can be easily evaluated. We have done that. Now we can attempt the question related to it. The first part says tell the number of people who read at least one newspaper. Number of people reading at least one newspaper means we are talking about the people who read newspaper. There, though you see this I have still not used. It may happen there are the total 60 people who are being surveyed. There may be some people who are not reading any of the newspaper. So when they say number of people who read at least one newspaper, we are talking about these people. Okay, so at least one means minimum one newspaper the person has to read. That person may be reading two newspaper or may be reading all the three. So what is the number of people who read at least one of the newspaper? It can be obtained by adding A, B, C, D, E, F and G. So this sum is denoting the total number of people who read a newspaper, whether it is 1, it is 2 or it is 3. So if we add up all these, A was 8, then B is also 8, C is 10 and then D came out to be 6, E is 3, F is 5, G is 12. So we need to add this quickly. 8 and 8, 16. This comes out to be 26, 32, then 35, 35 and 5, 40 and 12, 52. So there are 52 people who read at least one newspaper, and see how many were surveyed. So in case I ask you how many people were not reading any of the newspaper, that can be calculated by subtracting 52 from 60. So there are 8 people who are not reading any of the newspaper. Okay, attempting the second part, they are asking number of people who read exactly one newspaper. Exactly one newspaper means small a denotes the number of people who are reading exactly one newspaper, which is H. They read only newspaper H. Small c denotes the people who read only newspaper T. And small g denotes the number of people who read only newspaper I. So it will be sum of A, C and G. Let us see what the total comes out to be. 8 plus 10 plus 12. So it is 30. There are 30 people among these 52 who are reading exactly one newspaper. Now moving on to the 13th one. This talks about the number of students surveyed in a college. So number of students surveyed was 600. I have taken A to be the set of the students who were preferring tea. B was the set denoting the number of the students who were taking coffee. So these are the details given to us. Number of students taking tea is 150. Number of students taking coffee is 225. And number of students taking both is 100. You have to find how many students neither took tea nor coffee. But before we deal with this, we need to find something else. See, we have a relation that number of students in A union B will be number of students in A plus number of students in B minus number of students in A intersection B. This will help us to find how many people were taking either tea or coffee, that is A union B. So substituting the values and doing the calculation, minus 100 it will be fine. So if you see 150 minus 100 will be 50. So 225 plus 50 I have to do, that comes out to be 275. So out of 600 students, there are 275 who were either taking tea or coffee. Now let us try to write it in terms of sets first. What is meant by neither tea? So if the child is not taking tea, that student will belong to set which? It will belong to the set complement of A, because A is denoting the set where the students are taking tea. In the same way, the students who are not taking coffee will be in the complement of B. So I have to find A complement intersection B complement. Okay, so because it says number of students neither taking tea nor coffee, will not take tea and will not take coffee. So not taking tea means in the set A complement, not taking coffee means in the set B complement. Intersection, because it is a compulsory condition. None of the drinks are to be taken. Now how this can be simplified? We have not done any result formula for this, but you can recall quickly De Morgan's law. De Morgan's law says A complement intersection B complement can be written as A union B complement. So this is what we are going to calculate. Let us see how else it can be written. This I'll explain you quickly through a diagram. See, if this is our universal set and this is denoting A union B. If this set is denoting A union B, then where is the complement of A union B? It is outside it. And this is your universal set. So looking at this diagram, you try to frame an expression for it. Now, if you see from this universal set, number of people in this universal set, if I remove the number of people in A union B, I will be left with these people. So We can further write it as number of students in the universal set minus number of students in A union B. Now from where to get number of students in the universal set? It is the total number of students who were surveyed. If you see 600 were surveyed, but only 275 was consuming one of the drinks. So this is 600 minus A union B we have calculated. It is 275. Let us see what the difference will be. So 10 minus 5 is 5 and 9 minus 7 comes out to be 2. This will be 5 minus 2. 325. So there are 325 students who are neither taking tea nor they are taking coffee.